our third speaker, and Monica will be speaking about her journey, a very unique one, on reading. Let's welcome to the stage, Monica.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Monica, as Samantha introduced, and I'm from India. So, today I'm going to talk about a topic which is really close to my heart and which has changed me a lot. So, it's going to be about my reading journey and specifically about the passion project that I'm doing for myself. There's no timeline or anything, which is called Reading World. But before getting into the topic or sharing my passion for reading, I would just like to ask you, how many of you think that you are a different person than you were before pandemic? How many of you think that pandemic has changed your lives? Oh, okay, so many, almost like 70% people. So I'm also like you. So I think when I was stuck at home in lockdown, so I was cleaning my house and just found one of my old books. And then I realized that the love that I had for reading, so it's somehow fading away. Because I'm working, I'm going to my work every day. But then I realized that, okay, I can make time because this is something I love and I should not wait for something, something to happen and then read. So can you go to next slide? Yeah. So after reading that old book, I thought, okay, let's read some more books that I always been wanted to, and I had some time in my hand. So in those 15 days when I was working from home, I decided to order some books and started reading it. And because I had time in my hand, I started writing reviews and posting it on my Instagram. Then I realized there is a whole community on the internet which is fully dedicated to book bloggers, which is called Bookstagram. So it's specifically on Instagram, books plus Instagram, Bookstagram. Then I connected with the readers across the world. So because there are a lot of people who are reading books from their community, talking about the issues that are there, talking about the struggles of their people, and those books I was completely unaware of, because we live in a completely different part of the world. People who are reading books from their own community are in a different part of the world. So that was something I was shocked about. So my passion for reading, that didn't just stop there for pleasure reading. I started doing thematic exploration of the topics, like how I can do this to educate myself. So can you go to next slide? This picture represents how it was in pandemic. So this is a metaphoric picture, I would say. I used to work, I used to read, and then I used to sleep. So that's what this picture shows you, and how it helped me rekindle my joy or passion for reading. Can you go to next slide, please? Coming to the Reading World project, basically the aim of this project is reading at least one book from each country. And I don't want to stop at one book. So as I explore more, currently I have covered 20 to 25 countries because I'm working more to keep track of it. But this is the diary where it all started. I mentioned like the countries that I have already covered. And anybody from Japan here? Can you raise your hand? Oh, no. So while doing this, I realized that I love how Japanese authors write, by the way. So I love Murakami, and there are a couple of more Japanese authors. So while doing this, what I think is the translated literature is something that is bridging the gap between the world. And main intent is we are potential leaders of tomorrow. And I think the kindness that we need for the world to run. Because I'm sure when you're connecting with the delegates that are here, are you asking each other about the GDPs of your country? I don't think so. Population? Any numbers? KPIs? We are connecting through stories, right? We are asking each other how you come here and what drives you, what you're doing, things like that. So what I think is literature is the that bridge, or the stories is that bridge which is bringing us all together, and that is the way to kind of work. So that's what this project is for myself, because I want to learn that. I think I'm going to go in the places where I'll need. I have written certain topics here, like immigration stories, why representation is important, stories of women. So all these things I got to know only when I read the books on these particular topics. So as Tuba mentioned about yellow wallpaper, I never knew about postpartum depression, but when I read it in 2021, I was shocked. I was in a trauma. It's just 30-page book, but if you just read it, you will just feel like why we are not aware of the topics like this. So I think that's why the reading is important, and this is how it is helping me to be a better person or the kinder person. So just the takeaway message is, reading, I feel, is the path to kinder world, and we should all, if not reading, but we should all just be aware that the stories or the human connection that is there is the way to live and is the way to sustain. Thank you so much. Good night.